The Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass is almost over, and unfortunately, we've just got one more wave left. But what if I told you I've got the script? That's right, the fix is in, and we know the final 8 tracks of Wave 6. Well, sorta. Nothing is confirmed until we see it with our own eyes, but I'm pretty sure I've cracked the code. In this video, I'll explain what we know is moved around between Waves 5 and 6, what the likely game of origin for each track is, and finally, the good part, what the tracks will actually be. Also, if you made it this far and somehow don't realize that there's going to be spoilers for Wave 6, then, well, there's going to be spoilers for Wave 6, so, you know, you've been warned. Alright, so bear with me, because this could get a bit confusing, but I'm going to try to keep this as simple as humanly possible. So y'all probably remember the prefix leak from the beginning of the pass, right? Basically, it gave us insight into what the game of origin each track in the pass was, and what position it would be in. For example, these were the prefixes for Wave 2, and this is what Wave 2 looked like. Pretty insightful stuff. So when Wave 3 came around, we all expected the cups to look like this. But when Wave 3 released, some things seemed to shift around. Namely, we seem to have lost a GameCube track in favor of Wii Maple Treeway. So where did that GameCube track go? Well, it was Waluigi Stadium in spot 6 of Wave 4. By moving Maple Treeway up to Wave 3, the rest of the pass was shaken up. Was it because Waluigi Stadium was taking too long to develop? Did they want the fan favorite fall track to headline the third wave in favor of Waluigi Stadium? No one really knows, but what we do know is that it shook up the lineup for each passing wave. Daisy's Cruiser got bumped to Wave 5 in favor of Waluigi Stadium, LA Laps and Bangkok Rush swapped places, Moonview Highway and Vancouver Velocity both got pushed to Wave 5 instead of Wave 6, and so this prefix leak can pretty much be thrown away, right? Well, I wouldn't necessarily get rid of it just yet. While the order at this point is more than likely moot, the actual planned tracks I don't think are scrapped, but instead were rearranged. To explain my reasoning, I'm gonna need to explain to you something called course numbers. Thanks to FishGuy6564 on Twitter for this. This video basically doesn't exist without this information, so huge shout out to him. Basically, each track in the Booster Course Pass was given a number at the start of the pass, corresponding to what its intended position would be. For example, Koopa Cape's course number is 52, meaning that it was planned for Wave 5, Spot 2. But taking a look at the rest of Wave 5, these course numbers seem to be all over the place. Daisy's Cruiser and LA Laps were intended for Wave 4, and Vancouver Velocity, Moonview Highway, and Athens Dash were meant for Wave 6. So where did the other 5 original Wave 5 tracks go? Well, Bangkok Rush was pushed to Wave 4, and the other 4 are going to be in Wave 6. So with all that information, we can take the remaining numbers not used in the past and logic puzzle our way to an updated prefix template. I know, that sounded super complicated, but it really isn't that complicated. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at a number, say 51, and we're gonna take a look at the original prefix leak and see what that would have been. So for example, 51 would have been Wave 5, Position 1, which in that case was a tour track. Moving on, we have 54, which was also a tour track. 56 was a double dash track. 57 is an SNES track. 64 was a brand new Nitro track. 66 is another double dash track. 67 was another Nitro track, and 68 was a Wii track. So now that we have all this information, all we need to do is cross-check with Mario Kart Tour to see what tracks from these games are in that game and make educated guesses as to what the final 2 cups will look like. But before we do that, I'd like to ask if you could hit subscribe. Alright, thanks. Let's continue. Alright, the fun part. Let's go over what I think every track will be. Firstly, we have a Tour City track. That's got to be Rome Avanti. Rome Avanti is a neat night track, which I think will set a nice tone for the Acorn Cup. Then we have a double dash track. And here's where we've got our first question mark. In Tour, we have 3 GameCube tracks that haven't been ported to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, those being Dino Dino Jungle, DK Mountain, and Mushroom Bridge. I think all of these courses are great, but if I'm being completely honest, I think Dino Dino Jungle and DK Mountain are too similar. Hell, they even share the same course music. So I'm inclined to think that only one of them will be included, and the other will be Mushroom Bridge. So I'm gonna put Mushroom Bridge here in spot 2 of the Acorn Cup. It follows a city track that isn't too city-like, unlike the other one that'll be in the Spiny Cup, so I think it sets a nice progression for this cup. Then in the third spot, I'm selecting SNES Bowser's Castle 3. There's a lot I could have chosen from when it comes to the SNES tracks. We have yet to see Ghost Valley, Choco Island, Vanilla Lake, or Koopa Troopa Beach in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But all of those kind of already have a similar track that's already been released in the Booster Course Pass. And also, we have yet to get one Bowser's Castle track in the pass as of yet. So if we don't get it here, I'd be pretty shocked. Also, Nintendo has a tendency to put Bowser's Castle tracks in spot 3 of cups, so why not here? Finally, we've got our Tour Nitro track. As of now, we have 2 to select from, Piranha Plant Cove and Piranha Plant Pipeline. Why did they give us 2 tracks that both start with Piranha Plant when we literally already have a track in the game called Piranha Plant Slide? I've got no clue. But we have 2 Nitro track spots to fill, and at this time we have 2 Nitro tracks from Tour, so which is it going to be for spot 4 of the Acorn Cup? Cove or Pipeline? Seeing as I haven't played Tour since it released in 2019 and have no clue how either of these tracks play, I'm going to go with Piranha Plant Cove. Just from the trailers I've seen, it seems like the more challenging and scary of the 2, and it feels like a pretty solid finale to the Acorn Cup. Then finally, we have the Spiny Cup. Starting off with the Tour City track, we have the heavily rumored and recently announced Madrid Drive. I don't have anything to say about this track. I'm pretty burnt out in the city track thing as a whole, but it's what they need to do to make the Booster Course Pass a thing, so, you know, it's whatever. Next is the dreaded decision of Dino Dino Jungle or DK Mountain. Unless we're getting a DK character, which I could totally see, and it almost leads me to think that this may be more likely, but screw Funky Kong, I want me some Dino Dino Jungle. Then our final Nitro track, we've got Piranha Plant Pipeline. And last but not least, the Mario Kart Wii track. The 3 tracks that are in Tour are Daisy Circuit, Dry Dry Ruins, and Rainbow Road. This is a tough one. On one hand, we have Daisy Circuit or Dry Dry Ruins, but on the other hand, we have frickin' Rainbow Road. Not only is this the final track of the cup, but it's also the final track of the entire Booster Course Pass. If Daisy Circuit or Dry Dry Ruins takes the spot of Rainbow Road, I will literally never play this game again. Sorry to all the Daisy Circuit and Dry Dry Ruins fans, but you know, that would be the stupidest decision they'd ever make in the entire history of their entire company. And they made some very stupid decisions. If Rainbow Road isn't the final track, it'd be stupid, it'd be stupid, it'd be stupid, it'd be stupid. So here's the final 8 tracks of the Booster Course Pass. What are your thoughts? Personally, I think it's a pretty good wave. It doesn't, in my opinion, hold a candle to the insanity that was Wave 4, but I guess nothing will ever really compare to DK Summit. Those were my thoughts. If you want to hear more about the Booster Course Pass and what a potential Pass 2 might look like, click this video right here on the screen. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.